Welcome to another of the race dealership's locked cars. The even more ludicrously expensive Ferrari 296 GT3. This costs, hold on, £990,000, basically £1 million. Plus all the money you spend on the dealerships. But I am testing it stock, so the upgrades don't count towards the price. In actuality, I like the 296 GT3 a lot. Ferrari have had a history of making their junior supercars. You know, started out with the 206 Dino back in the late 60s, which was intended as a rival for Porsche's 911. But Ferraris ended up surpassing the 911, so now they aren't compared anymore. So, from the 206, we went to the 246, then the 308. Multiple variations of that. And, well, that included the 458. I'm a 458 fan, I like the 458 a lot. However, with this, I don't know if I'm going to like this, because with the 296, they went hybrid. So, the engine's gotten smaller, and it's only a V6 now, it's a 3-litre V6 twin-turbo. Well, 2.9 litres, strictly, hence 296, 2.9 litre V6. But it's also got some, added goodness from those electric motors, which means it's got 818 horsepower. Or, to put it into perspective, about 10 less than the 812 Competizione. Amazingly, that means that Ferrari's baby supercar is nearly as powerful as Ferrari's higher-end supercar. That won't stay the same for very long, though, because Ferrari are going to replace the 812 Competizione very soon, probably, and that'll end up being hybrid, and that'll probably end up being ludicrously fast, probably SF90 or LaFerrari pace, but does it make you think that Ferrari are getting a lot quicker drastically? And so is everyone. New hybrids and electric cars bring monstrous levels of power. But are they any good? Well, let's test this hybrid. Trick question. Because you see, the 296 I was talking about was the 296 GT Berlinetta and the 296 GT Spider, the convertible version. This is the 296 GT3, and it's not a hybrid. They took out the electric motors, and this is just a pure engine car. It's ICE. Which does mean that yes, it is considerably less powerful, only develops about 650 horsepower, less than a 488 Pista, which is a little odd, but still very powerful. It's also lighter, quite a bit lighter. I can't remember how many kilograms this is, but it's very little. But my thing is, however, why? Why have they taken out the electric motors and made this thing less powerful? Well, it's because of balance of performance. I've talked about this before, but this is a GT3 racer, which means that it has to follow a strict set of regulations, including a power maximum. Which means that Ferrari have made this thing worse than its base car. Or have they? Well, obviously I don't have a real pair to test. I do have this one in CDT. And no base 296, but ignore that. In actuality though, this isn't the first time that Ferrari's GT3 stripped out racer has been less powerful than the car on which it's based. The Ferrari 488. There was a GT3 version, which developed similar power to this. And there was also the 488 Pista, which was more powerful. That was only 50 horsepower more powerful compared to this, which is nearly 200. Well, no, 170 horsepower down. Still quite a lot. In fact, you can feel how down on power it is in this CDT one. This is slow. Right, I'm just going to drop it down to 70, floor it, and there's no pickup. None at all. I've driven M3s that have better power pickup than this. It just drags its heels. It's actually quite depressing, because instead of responding with that quick sharpness that a Ferrari should have, it's just slovenly. And impressively for a GT3 car, there is a lot of body roll in the corners. Like, seriously. It's also quite understeery. And, well, let's test the brakes. Just get around here. And brake. Just barely brakes at all. It's shocking. The brakes on whatever I was reviewing yesterday, that Radical, were better. Seriously. But the big question, can it be redeemed? Does it drift? Oh god. No, that was... Okay, it's being weird. I think that's more my phone though. Right, let's see. Turn it in, handbrake. No, I've just spun it. Let's try again. No. I think it's too grippy. Let me try again. Oh, there we go. Still quite snappy, still too much body roll, but it does drift. Sometimes. Things are gonna get bad. The Lexus LC500. See, there you go. You can tell. That's the current object of hate on this channel. It's a car I shit over all the time. But is this worse? Well, I'm going to take it round the track and find out. Oh god. Hopefully its GT3 roots will show up here and prove me wrong. Or maybe it's just that it's actually a bad car. Here we go, off the line. Turning through, look at all that body roll. Don't do that! No! Why is it showing me the money multipliers? Okay, understeers. You can feel the tyres being tortured. Brake, turn. Ooh, okay. We're still slow through skid corner, but faster than I was expecting. Flat, keep it down. Oh dear. It's slower than the Radical. 41.6. 0.9 of a second slower than a Radical. A car that costs 9 times less. More than 9 times less. Yeah, you can tell this thing, can't you? The Lexus is uncool because it's a Lexus, but with the OG wrap, that gives it points. The Ferrari's uncool, and it's also a fake model, which makes it even worse. So, points to the Lexus. The Lexus is slower. Points off from the Lexus. The Lexus is more expensive to buy up front, but the Ferrari is more expensive in the long term because obviously you have to go through unlocking all the dealerships to get to it. The Lexus is flatter in the corners and I would say turns better. The Lexus also drifts better. So, I would say, if you want to spend between a million and a half on your car, don't get either of these things. What are you thinking? Get yourself an Aston Martin Valhalla. Thank you for watching. Don't buy a Ferrari 296 GT3. And on that bombshell, I will see you tomorrow when hopefully the car will be good. Because quite frankly, that 296 is going to send me into a fit of rage.